I don't remember. It was so long ago that I was a player.
A couple months now.
Yeah, a couple months.
Couple months now.
So where
Mine's
you?
been even longer. I've been
Yeah.
out of the league for a long time.
Yeah, he was out of it so long he never got
Right.
in.
I didn't really want to talk about it.
And sadly, I only have one regular season NBA game on you. That's the tough part.
First
One
play,
more than
Yeah,
one more
like,
than most though.
That's true.
the foul.
See,
Anthony
that's why you're
Davis
my guy.
almost break his leg.
Yeah, that was the plan. I was that guy we were talking about.
Right. Right.
Okay, so where are you guys now, and what's everything looking like? With
Yeah,
the team?
hitting it pretty hard in practice. Just got back from a road trip, played Dallas and San Antonio.
Mhm.
2 good games. We got a very young team, obviously, but putting the pieces together, got to grow together, grow the chemistry. A lot of maturing to do, but it's exciting. It's very exciting.
Yeah. So how many preseason? That's 2 in Texas, and then you guys played the New Zealand Breakers. So
Yeah,
is
we
it just
played-
those
we
3,
played-
or have you had
no,
another
we
one
played
at
the
home?
Breakers. We had one more at home. Golly, I'm blanking on who we played. But then we went on a.
Come on, man. There's only 29 teams. Like,
I know. I hear
I'm
you.
just how do you feel personally? Like, you healthy?
Yeah,
What do you
I feel-
think?
I feel great.
What do you think your year looks like compared to last year? Like the summer you had, what you were focusing on, the feedback?
Yeah.
Because I know there's those exit interviews and
No,
they're
for
telling you,
sure.
hey, like this is what we want the team to look
sure.
like this year, but also in 5 years.
Right.
So what's that step for you this
I
year?
think, the biggest thing this offseason, contrary to the previous offseason, was with USA, traveling for 6 weeks or whatever it was. There wasn't a consistent, just at home base,
Right.
working every day.
Right.
So this summer, just worked out basically every day. Put on about 15, 20 pounds of muscle.
Sheesh.
270 now. So
You're 270?
270, yeah. It's
Bro,
all my
they-
legs, man.
They need to update.
I hear
they
you,
need
like
to
245.
Yeah,
Yeah,
240. I was gonna say I got you by like
Or
10
leave it.
pounds.
Just let the
That's
people
true.
coming on
Just catch 'em.
Right.
Like,
God,
heavier
that's a
surprise than
heavy
they might have thought.
245.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a strong
but feel
245.
good about that.
Yeah.
And feel really excited about this year. Obviously, third year is a big year, a big leap year. So really excited about it.
Yeah, that's
And
big time.
You guys met on the USA team, is that right?
We actually
Yeah.
met on the plane.
On the plane.
Before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we met on the plane, bonded. I think we were making fun of like Utah names.
Yeah, probably.
Like
Not
made
making
up.
fun, but
Hard to
just
do.
pointing out
Poking
Utah names.
fun.
Yeah.
I think I convinced him that my kids' names were like made up Utah names, and he was like, "Oh yeah." So I'm just kidding.
I mean, you could convince somebody that.
Yeah, and then we were battling for the starting spot. I think
Yeah,
basically the rest of the
both
summer.
lost.
You ended up. Who was it then?
Yeah, he was closer.
Oh, okay.
This was,
It was closer.
Jaron Jackson. He was starting big.
Which was tough because he's not a center.
Yeah, he's
so
a forward.
I think he actually didn't enjoy that.
No, I don't think he did either.
He wants to kind of pick and pop, and
Yeah, no,
even though he's
for sure.
he's
No,
dominant
he was
at the 5.
His touch
good.
is ridiculous.
We had some fun though, getting in like extra workouts after practice.
Oh, yeah.
There was one where
Yeah, he played 2v2.
Yeah,
one time.
2v2
Yeah,
with
was
John
fun.
Jenkins and
Yeah.
Langston Galloway,
Yep.
and it took us like to get to
You
game
two
point.
versus them two?
No,
No,
Like,
we would have
that's a
dominated
crazy
that.
matchup right there.
We were matched up. Yeah, we would have murdered them. We were matched up. I had John, he had Langston,
Yeah,
and
John's lights out.
John's
he
lights
was
out.
lights out. Man.
John, he was, yeah, for sure.
Both those guys were really good players,
good
man.
players,
Yeah, really
good
good
players.
players.
I think we eventually took the win, but it was like it took an hour and a half to like
Yeah.
win 7
That was
games
in
to 5 or something.
yeah,
Like it was,
Abu Dhabi.
That was in Abu Dhabi.
And then you walk outside and it was like 112 degrees.
Yeah, it was like that was the weirdest place I've ever been by far. Like everything just so like synthetic. You felt like you were in this desert,
Yeah.
like
And
kind
then all of a sudden you'd like pull up
wasteland.
to like this ridiculous hotel.
Yeah.
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 And it's just wild.
That
Yeah.
oil.
or like indoor. Like I went indoor scuba diving, and it
I
was
didn't
like
know you did that. That's
yeah, I
sweet,
snuck
man.
off one
Yeah.
day.
That's sweet.
I skipped practice. You didn't even notice.
Hey, what do they put down there? It's just like a hotel lobby underwater.
No, it's just like,
it's like they put some coral in.
no, it's like it's like a car and a
Really?
bathtub and there's like music playing underwater because like I like scuba
I bet it
diving,
was
so I've been
cool,
about
man.
it.
Yeah,
It was kind of eerie.
Was
like,
it really?
Because there's like music, there's like grocery store elevator
Yeah,
music
yeah.
playing, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
not even like music you like.
no,
like-
I'm just floating around, and it's kind of like that's all you hear.
Right. Were you
Whereas,
by
like,
yourself or did
normally-
you have like
I had like a guai that
Okay.
was
at least
you
you
know,
went by yourself? Huh?
Yeah,
Did they have
it's
to
really
give you
good.
like an extra tank for your lung
They,
capacity?
they actually do.
Did they actually?
No, I go through that. I go through that air so. Yeah, that's a joke,
Couple
but
breaths.
no, I go through that air so quickly.
Yeah.
I'm
It's,
sure. Yeah, that makes
You'd
sense.
be
Have you
you'd
gone
be
scuba
four
diving?
tanks.
I'm not. No.
Would you?
Yeah, of course. I would love to do that.
Let's go
That'd be sweet.
back to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Go. Hey, known
Best
for
place
its
for
underwater
scuba
clubs.
Yeah.
The best scuba diving in the world. Australia coral reef. It's a joke
right.
compared to these hotels.
Well, I'm realizing now I never really said who you are. Should I give a quick little
If you
intro
want,
today?
honestly, you can just keep it a mystery.
Let's keep it.
People guessing.
Yeah. Mystery guest.
Yeah.
I like that. Guest number one. We do have. I'm grateful that you you reposted for your fans because I got some good inquiries.
Oh, nice, man.
I'll
That's
probably
good.
just read one because it's the only one that made me laugh.
So they weren't that good.
They were good, but I'm not going to put them on here.
Okay.
Only the ones that are
They need to
funny.
do
Maybe
better.
I should.
Right,
Maybe I
Just
should have
tell
been
them
more
they need to do
clear.
a little better. Yeah.
I should have been more
Exactly.
clear. Like I want funny things only, but fan response pretty good. I mean, you're ramping up for season number 3. What is in
Yep.
general your experience with Utah been? I mean, it seems
Yeah.
like you've kind of fit in well. Are you like are you gonna grow your hair out like me and get a ponytail,
Dude, I
wear like
wish.
only Birkenstocks,
I listen. I
hike on the
wish.
weekends?
My hair, if I grow it out, it looks like a bowl cut. So it's not a
Only for a little bit.
no.
Hey,
a lot of it.
You
Just
could own that
see
look.
it,
You could be
just-
that could be like your look though.
my
That's
thing.
true.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
that'd go over really well.
Did you?
in the league.
Because do you have a nickname yet? Just the kid,
I
Kid
got
Kessler.
a couple nicknames. Yeah, Kid Kessler,
The Sheriff?
The Sheriff. Yeah, that's another one.
How'd that come about?
Skywalker was one for a little.
I like
bit.
that. I like
Yeah.
that.
Where did the sheriff come from?
Well, you know, like the saying like this, the town ain't big enough for the both of us,
It's-
whatever.
you're-
It's basically the paint.
Hey,
you
don't
know,
shy
I shut
away.
down the
Okay.
paint. Yeah, don't shy away. From
Don't
it.
shy
Go ahead,
away.
tell
You're
me.
like, hey, you know the saying, the town. ain't big.
right.
Come on, bro. Say it with your chest.
But yeah, so that was that nickname.
Would you ever get any of those tattooed on you? Are you-
Probably not. Maybe a temporary tattoo.
If you had to, which one on your neck?
probably sheriff. Probably get like
The
a
badge.
sheriff star
Yeah.
badge.
Ooh,
yeah.
I do like that.
I actually have one of our security guys is on the police force, and he actually gave me a legit police force badge
That's cool.
that has like the sheriff. I
That's
should have
sick.
brought it. man.
Was that Clarence?
No, so
Oh.
you know Clarence is a good dude.
He's the
man.
guy.
Yeah, Clarence. is
We
great
had some
dude.
good dinners with Clarence
is
over
a
in
great
Spain.
guy. No, it's a guy named Tyler on the police force. But yeah, he was with me my first All-Star weekend in Utah.
That's pretty cool.
And so like we did a lot of stuff together, grew close, whatever, and he got me a little bash.
That's cool. Also, just reminds me like rookie year, you come in third in voting for rookie of the year,
Mhm.
first team All NBA, and
First
you
team
had
all-rookie, not all
or
NBA.
yeah.
That'd be really, really
We're
cool.
just- we're putting-
Second runner up for MVP.
Right.
we're putting it
Don't fact
into
check.
we're putting it into the world, into the universe so that it happens. Okay, so first team all rookie,
Mhm.
and then you participated in All Star.
Yeah.
You're having a killer year, and it's in Utah. I mean,
It
that's
was
like
awesome.
that's stars aligning. That's pretty cool.
It was an
Yeah, that's a
unbelievable
pretty good
year. You know, the fan base was unreal, you know, during All-Star weekend and all the appearances and stuff. I mean, people showed out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It was a lot.
and I have to think like, you know, BYU right now. I don't know how much you followed what's going on at the colleges here, but our coach, who a lot would say overachieved this last year in the Big
Mhm.
12, right? We came in, I think 6th place. We were 10-8. We made the tournament, and like people were saying, when we go to the Big 12, we're winning 3-4 games, right?
Right,
So we had a
right.
really, really good year, and then he leaves. Now he's at Kentucky,
Yeah, that's right.
your old rival,
Yeah.
and War Dam.
Yeah, man. War damn eagle.
Which still makes no sense to me. But I think there was so much hype with getting Kevin Young, who you might even know from his time with the Phoenix Suns,
Okay.
has come
Yeah,
in
yeah.
and he was the associate head coach. Now he's at BYU, and just like where I'm getting at is this like huge let up of momentum and excitement and energy around the program with someone
Mhm.
leaving. And then someone else coming in and doing a
Right.
good job is kind of what you had too with the
No
wake
question.
of Gobert. I mean, you were part of that trade.
Right,
So
right.
you leave. There's no expectation. Like, man, we just blew up our team for nothing. We're going to be terrible. And then you come in and pick us up in an incredible way, unexpected way.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
that-
it was unexpected for me too. So-
Yeah. I mean, tell me about
Yeah.
it. Why was it unexpected?
You know,
you don't believe in yourself.
No, not even that. It was
you really
just-
should, dude. We think you're great.
Yeah, we
appreciate
that's why
it.
you're here.
Yeah. That was such a weird time because I went to Minnesota for a day.
Minnesota.
Worked out. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Worked out. Tim, the GM, calls me, hey, we just traded you. I'm like, It's pretty funny.
Literally one day.
Yeah, one day. And he was like, no, I'm
Got me.
serious. Like, we got to talk about it. I want to talk to you now. I was like, oh.
Sheesh.
It's like, dang. All right.
That's
well,
wild.
Here we go.
Like I made that good of an impression.
Yeah. I was, So he was super professional about it though.
He missed a
like,
couple shots.
Yeah.
He
I was like, golly, the workout
he
must have
was
been
7 through
terrible.
10, he's gone.
I was like, the NBA is really tough, man. I had one okay day. Yeah. But so I go to his office, he's super professional about it, good luck, wish you the best. And go to Utah. I'm like, man, me and my kind of home base are kind of like, well, we weren't expecting this, but got to make the most of it and just go into this year. And the attitude was just try to learn as much as possible. You have no expectation and just try to learn.
Yeah.
So that was the mindset I had going into it, and it panned out.
As far as like going to Utah, obviously, like moving here, all that, but like going into the team, were you excited? Like, what was like the feeling of the trade? Like,
initially, it wasn't even like a lack of excitement. It was just like welcome to the league. It's not college anymore. Guys, you can leave.
Doesn't matter
home
where
base
it
is not really home base.
Right.
And so I was just kind of like, well, this has got to make the most of it and whatever. But first, within the first week of meeting all the people and, seeing the mountains and stuff, I mean, it was like, okay, this is where I want to be.
Had you spent time here before?
Yeah. So I actually grew up skiing here every other year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Park City.
That must have been a sight to be seen.
I wasn't that tall back then, so it was a little lesser exciting. But and then I actually, when I was a kid, we went on a ski trip, and I was like 3 or something. I don't remember this, but I had the rotavirus.
Oh.
And so I was actually like on the verge of dying, and
I had to get that ski trip in.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, die next week.
But my family brought me to the Children's Hospital here in Salt Lake.
In Salt Lake,
and they saved my life. Actually.
Wow,
really?
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
It was
So
destined.
Utah is
It
a
was
great
destined.
place.
Yeah, it was destined.
Exactly.
Wow.
What? So okay, so you kind of, I mean, sheesh, Utah saved your life.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually did that.
We'd like to take credit.
Now,
I think I was there. The
yeah,
same day.
he sat in the back room, just looking.
And that's why I'm a doctor now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of probably took a sec, but you won the fans over certainly in that first year, right? And then you come back for a second year team, moving in a direction that's tough to be in at times, right? Because you're rebuilding and like people discredit like what that means. They just think everyone's tanking for picks, but like it means you have a young core that you're willing to. It's like in college. Now you rarely have a team that sticks together for 4 years, but when they do, they're really good, right? And so that actually is a real strategy. Since you've won them over, what has it been like playing for the Utah Jazz fan? I mean, I know we share. Now we have a hockey team. There's a little bit more like professional, but the Jazz is the team, right?
No,
and has
sure.
been the team.
For
so
sure.
I'd imagine they recognize you. Like, are they cool? Like, what's it like playing for them?
I've never had one negative fan interaction with anyone from the Jazz.
We can make it happen. We can change that.
On the internet and social media, this is a little different. But
what have you seen on there? Have you got some mean ones?
You have a bad game, people say some stuff. You have a good game, people say other stuff.
I know you have screenshots.
You hop on your burner account.
Yeah.
No,
he's actually great,
bro. No,
he's a good guy.
He was fouled. I know he was.
Right.
It's called the sheriff.
But the fans are unbelievable. From my first game at the Delta Center. At that time, I guess it was Vivint Arena.
Yeah.
But
Rip.
Yeah. I like the Delta Center. Yeah.
Not really.
But it felt like an actual like college atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like it was just like electric. People were loud. People were showing up.
Yeah.
We were at my rookie year. We had packed houses for preseason games.
Yeah.
And then we'd go like travel to somewhere else. I'm not going to name any names.
Detroit.
I'm not going to name any names, but
it's like
and they didn't. Yeah, they had a different environment. You know? Yeah. So
that's special.
So
exactly.
I mean, they say that like at the Delta Center, the fans are some of the loudest in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how real is that? Like,
real, no question, super real. And we haven't even been in the playoffs yet, so I can't imagine what that's like playing a playoff game at the Delta Center. So got that to look forward to.
I watched. It was probably like 2007. I went to a playoff game there.
I'm sure
when they were playing T-Mac and the Rockets. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to fact check to make sure that T-Mac was on that team.
Right.
Pretty sure he was. Pretty sure. We'll check. No, and just the fans, like they're so passionate, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've been on those Twitter, whatever, and the Instagram. I'm a big comment guy, so I'm always looking, and it's always from a good place. I think, right? It's not like when I played in Serbia, I had the meanest DMs of all time
from your own fans,
from my own family.
But yet, no,
I'm just kidding. From everyone. No, from my fans. There was one in particular.
Can we unadopt?
Yes, sir. Just stay in Serbia, son. There was one game in particular. This is 20 to 21. So COVID's still around. Right?
Okay.
There's Partizan and there's Red Star. Those are like the two teams, and they hate each other. And all 3 million people in that city like have declared their allegiance to one or the other. Right? It's like BYU Utah times a million. I mean, it's life or death for these people. We play Red Star. I have COVID. I'm out. I'm not even at the stadium. I'm watching it. I'm watching it on TV like everyone else.
Right.
Because they didn't really let fans in the stadium either, except for like the big important mob bosses.
Right.
and we lose on a buzzer beater. Super bummer. And I get like 15 death threats.
Do you really?
Yeah, they're just like,
even though
they're like, you idiot, you blew the game. I'm like, I am not
Is it
even
in English?
Yeah, it's just Google Translate.
To be fair, somehow you were partly responsible in one way or another.
That's fair.
You know it.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, maybe I didn't send enough encouraging texts to my teammates, but they did me the honor of translating.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, so I didn't have to go do extra work.
Yeah, exactly.
Good people.
They made sure you got the message.
Yeah, exactly. Gelling with the team when you came in, is there anyone still on the team that was here when you got drafted, or has it been all shifted around? Like
Lowry and JC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, I know.
You've seen a lot of guys come and go.
It's really weird.
That's the only two?
Yeah.
That's
and I'm actually, because I was here before Lowry, so JC has me beat, but I'm the second most
tenured player.
Yeah, on the Jazz.
Wow.
It's weird.
Look at you.
Dude.
That gives you a lot of power in the locker room. So who in the locker room is taking care of the tunes? Is it you?
No, it's not me. My tunes aren't very popular.
They don't even give you Wednesday?
Well, yeah, white guy Wednesdays. I get the weight room sometimes.
Okay.
I get the weight room. But pretty good. I'm a pretty chill guy. I like my Chris Stapleton,
Okay.
Like
Solid.
My country music. So
would you ever hop on stage with any of those guys? Like would you want to go sing with them? Like the Hawk Tua girl?
No, probably not her.
No. I'm saying she kept appearing on stages.
Yeah, I did
singing. Would you want to go up there and sing? Or
yeah, I think I could
do like a square dance
for sure. I could definitely do that. I'd make a fool of myself, but like be happy about it.
Yeah,
goofy white guy, classic.
So, are you like feel like the country boy? Is that kind of like your vibe?
I wouldn't say I'm a country boy because like I grew up in the suburbs. It wasn't like I was out there, hunting and fishing all the time. But
that's a disappointment.
Yeah. I know.
I understood
I feel like
completely
I'm
the opposite.
People. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But my family did a lot. My uncles and cousins and stuff. And I grew up in Georgia, so that was always kind of the music that was on. That and then like a lot of like punk rock, like Linkin Park. My brother was really into that, so I listened to a lot.
Blink-182.
A lot of Blink-182. Yeah. Green Day, Matchbox 20.
Did you go? They just played it.
No, I know they did. We had practice something like that, but I've only been to actually one live music event. I went to Stagecoach this past summer.
Huh.
Ever in your life?
That's it. I know. I got
Why?
more.
You just like don't want to upset the people standing behind you?
Well,
that's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
We went to the Goth Babe last week, and people got mad at me. I'm like, bro, I'm your height.
Yeah, you're like 5'9".
People got mad at me at Stagecoach for sure.
5'10".
6 even.
6 even. With the right shoes. No. So who is in charge? Like right now, today, who's the aux guy?
JC's on the aux a lot, and I will say, I'll give him credit. He has a very diverse. He'll listen to rap sometimes. He'll listen to he put on like System of a Down one time.
Okay.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, it was different.
He's a cultural guy. Yeah,
he's played Chris Stapleton too. So
yeah,
I like when he's on the aux more than anybody.
Who's the funniest on the team?
That's tough. We got a lot of funny guys.
Is there anyone that thinks you're funny that's not, or genuine?
Thinks that I'm funny?
No. Anyone
thinks they're funny.
Like, well, you just answered our question.
It's like, I don't know. Just do me.
No, who's the funniest? So they got to do a stand-up comedy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's different though.
That is different.
Lowry's really funny because he's really dry. But I don't think he's gonna do well on a stage.
Right. His audience needs to really know him.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
A stand-up situation though. Who are you throwing up there first?
That's tough. I don't know. I would have said Chris Dunn, but obviously he's not with the Jazz anymore.
Where'd he go? You go back? Did you go LA?
No, where I don't know where
Clippers?
he went.
Oh,
Something like that, yeah.
too many teammates. to keep
Yeah, a
track
lot of teammates. But that he was a good dude, man. Really good dude. But now stand up. I think probably Taylor Hendricks. He's
Really?
kind of funny. Yeah, he's got little quips he says that are a little. You got to know him
Okay.
again.
Seems a little quieter.
Yeah, a little quirky. Maybe like all his jokes are kind of like.
Yeah.
Some of them hit.
Yeah, some of them hit. Some of them's like, come on. But I would say it's either probably him.
Do you have any loud comedians in there?
Loud comedians that are just really loud.
Yeah,
John Collins is a pretty loud, funny guy.
I can see that.
Yeah, he's pretty loud, pretty funny.
Yeah, we were at the combine together. I remember him being
Okay.
loud.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
and funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's funny.
and he could jump. I
Yeah,
was
he
like,
can jump out the
I think I was like one or two people after him for the vertical jump, and
Ah.
and going in the combine, I was just a delusional level of like confident, like I'm the best
Probably
player.
the right way to go in, though.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
100%.
confident.
No, I don't blame myself, but I was like, I'm the best player here.
Right.
If I'm not the first pick, these guys are all idiots.
Yeah, exactly.
And then John
Exactly.
Collins does his standing, and then like you get the little
Right,
3-step,
right.
and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
He's
he's-
yeah,
I'll
it's
see
like-
you guys later.
hey,
He's
I'm
a
gonna
crazy
I'm gonna
athlete.
jump into podcast.
Yeah, he's a crazy athlete.
Yeah.
Crazy athlete. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, super good, and he's been around for a while. So it's,
Mhm.
did you guys did you guys play much together? Did they do that kind of 4-5, or was he exclusively playing the 5?
They tried to do the 4-5 a little bit, and then decided to go a different direction. So he mostly played the 5, and then I would come off the bench
Yep.
last year as a
Okay.
5.
So, and how tall are you right now?
Right now,
Right now.
does it change for you
Well,
sometimes?
every time if I don't see Eric for a month, he's a little taller, I swear.
No, you're just a
Okay.
bad friend.
That's tough.
No,
Anyways, I'm
telling you,
7'1".
He's
7'1",
7'1"
okay,
right
7'1".
now.
Like, did you play other positions, or were you always tall? Like, when did you have your big?
I was always tall. Yeah, no,
Just
I
pretty
was always
consistently.
pretty consistently tall. I had a big growth spurt from my like 8th grade and 9th grade year. I grew like from 6'2" to like 6'8"
Oh wow,
in one summer. And that was
That's
kind
when
of the
you
biggest
knew.
one. Or 1 year.
that's when you put the skis away.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's
All
about
right.
the time I stopped putting stopped skiing too.
Well, you had your dad, your older brother,
Mhm,
your dad,
mhm,
and your uncle
mhm,
all played at Georgia.
mhm.
So there was some not expectation, but like
Yeah, for sure.
there's a good chance that
Yeah,
Walker
yeah.
goes and plays
You know,
somewhere.
They would have like a little Georgia pillow on my bed. You know,
Yeah.
just kind of putting
There's
some hints
the
of my-
subliminal
the subtle-
recruiting.
the subtle message.
The
you
note-
don't have to, but
right.
dream about this.
Right.
The
You don't
notes
have
that
to,
said
but
we'll
go to
disown you.
us.
Yeah, super subtle.
Exactly.
You won't be our son if you go anywhere else.
Right. No.
Okay, so you ended up at North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Saw kind of a longer term vision of being utilized at Auburn, which is why you made that switch and obviously crushed. I think you averaged like 4.5 or 6
I don't know. I
blocks.
can't remember.
A lot.
Yeah, it
a
was
lot.
a lot
You
of
had a great
blocks.
year, and that's not all that you were doing. Was that hard? Georgia had to be an option.
Yeah, it was. I was very close. Coach Fox, Mark Fox,
Oh, yeah.
that coach, my brother.
I've talked to
Georgia.
Mark. Yeah,
Yeah. Good.
because he's
dude.
at Kentucky now. with
Yeah,
my old
yeah,
coach,
yeah. And so I was close to him, and then he recruited me a little bit, but then he got let go and got the job in Cal. And so by the time Tom Crean came in, I was kind of like, I kind of already have my schools.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do my own thing. So, and my family was super supportive. They weren't upset about it. And Georgia's also not.
Did they
the best
secretly?
basketball
Were you
program.
think like
Hey,
one
we'll say
or
that
two,
louder.
one or two tears shed secretly when
Yeah.
you were looking?
Walker,
Right.
we love you no matter
I mean,
what.
I'm sure some part of them, wanted me to share that with them, but they weren't.
That's
they weren't
cool.
upset, yeah.
So that was that. So you were a senior, like right during COVID.
Mhm.
So that next year there was still some COVID stuff going on.
Yeah,
and
well, we didn't work on campus. At Carolina, I was in a hotel.
Well, Carolina, you weren't on campus either. You weren't doing anything.
Well, yeah, I guess that's fair.
Don't they make up classes there?
I don't know. I wasn't.
No
part of
comment.
that. I
No
wasn't
comment. We
part of
can.
that.
We
Yeah.
can.
No, he did it fully legit.
We
and
can
got
nix
his
that.
degree.
Yeah. So I can't remember if NIL is 4 years old, and that was that any part of your recruitment?
So not at Carolina. No, when I went to Auburn, that was the first year. That like October or November is when it first.
and
became
was
like-
was it anything? It's nothing like
it
it
was
is today.
no, because everyone was still kind of figuring it out. So
Yeah.
it wasn't really that
So like,
crazy.
we'll
it
get
was
you
like,
a T-shirt deal.
hey,
Yeah.
not even a T-shirt deal. It was like, we'll get you a free meal on Fridays if you
Hell yeah.
shout us out. And stuff like
Dang.
that.
Did you do it?
Oh yeah, I had a couple places that I had free. Actually, not Fridays, just whenever I wanted. There's a nice place called Hamilton's.
Shout out
Nice
Hamilton's.
little, yeah, exactly. A little steak They had like a ribeye dinner.
Sloppy steaks.
No, that's hilarious. Though. I was looking at our text message the other day and it reminded me how we thought it was.
That's where we bonded.
Yeah, I think
So
you should
you
leave
big.
skits.
I think you should leave, guy.
Oh my gosh, I think they're so funny.
What's the favorite episode or skit? Favorite skit?
There's so many. You sent the zip line one's great.
Oh yeah.
I think
Zip
you
line
shoot
one
the
is
zip line.
He's wrenching on the rope.
I literally just watched that the other day. The part where they're like, "Yeah," and you're just like eating as quick as you can to get to. And the guy's like, "How's your relationship going?" He's like,
"It's fine.
It's fine," and he runs off. And then he's yelling at the zip line guy,
good.
"Shut up,
I know,
Alex!"
I know.
That's
It's so
incredible.
good. That one's great. And then the one where he's in the he's like, "We're doing a prank show. I'm gonna dress up as this guy." He's like, "It's hot." It's like,
It's
"That's a
so
prank.
hot.
There's a guy in
Don't
here."
know.
I don't want to be around
He's
anymore.
like, "What do you mean?" Yeah, he's like, "I don't want to be."
What's incredible about that show, there truly are. By the way, just for anyone listening, we're talking about I Think You Should Leave.
Tim
It's
Robinson.
Tim
Netflix.
Robinson show on Netflix. It's
You'll love it or
it's
you're
a-
gonna hate
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Love
you'll-
it or
no
hate
in
it.
between.
No in
No
and you'll
between.
know episode 1, skit 1.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's either your
Right.
sense of humor or not. Happens to be our 3 sense of
Yeah.
humor, which is probably telling about our sense of humor.
There's got to be some kind of trauma linked to
Yeah,
liking that show.
Exactly.
It's fine.
No, that's an incredible show. And what's great is just like I think you're a Will Ferrell fan
Oh, yeah.
too. I mean, everything he's in, just like Robinson show, is like it's quotable. You know what I mean?
No
so even the
question.
ones that aren't funny, it's
Extremely
just like it's
quotable.
fun. It's
Yeah.
funny
Yeah.
to quote it because it's so dumb. Which again speaks, I think, to the
Right,
level
to
of our
it, yeah,
intelligence
exactly.
and how easily we're
On the high
entertained.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, extremely high, off the charts, like a 129 IQ. Back to NIL. What are you seeing now? Like, how wild is it? Would that have
what are
changed?
your
Would that
thoughts?
have
Yeah.
changed? I want to know. Would that have changed your journey to becoming pro? Because now players, I mean, there's a kid from Utah State. You know, if we're just talking locally,
Yeah.
Utah State last year, I think he was a Mountain West Conference Freshman of the Year,
Mhm.
and then signed for $2 million up at Washington. So, like, would that have come into play? Because, like, yes, you had aspirations of going pro. You had a really
Right.
good year. Your dad and your uncle played, I
Mhm.
think, both in the league.
Mhm.
You know, how would they have weighed in, and what do you think that would have looked like for you?
Yeah, obviously I got offered a little something to go back to Auburn, but at that point I kind of knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew that I wanted to go to the league at that point.
Right.
I felt like I was ready. And so I don't think it would have changed my decision much, but again, I wouldn't know unless I didn't get offered $2 million. Let's just say
Right,
that.
right.
Do you think it's good? Do you think it's better? Or like what? Like
It's tough because these colleges and the NCAA make so much money off of these athletes.
Yeah.
And so it's only fair for them to get some amount of that. But I think the issue, I think it needs to be regulated.
Yeah.
I think there's no regulations on it right now. So
Yeah,
it's kind of,
totally.
it's wild.
It's a
You know,
free-for-all.
Yeah, it's a free-for-all. And I think they will put regulations
your
on
money
it
while you
eventually.
can.
Yeah, well, for sure. If you're an athlete,
Totally.
You have to.
You got to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
No question. But I think that you're putting a lot of different roles and different, I wouldn't say like pieces of power, but just like, you give an 18, 19-year-old kid $2 million and another kid on the same team, he's
Yeah.
got like a McDonald's deal
He
for
gets
a free Big Mac.
He gets the steak.
Yeah,
every
there's going to
Friday.
be some egos and there's going to
Yeah.
be some like jealousy. And then there's going to be some guys that they get on a team and they feel like, oh, this isn't going well, but I'm getting paid this much, so I'm going to stay. There's going to be other guys be like, well, I'm leaving. This guy's paying me this much. So it's going to
Yeah.
be about that. And it's not going to be about, and again, this isn't for every athlete. And I'm not judging anyone. It's $2 million. Like,
Yeah,
how are you not going to take that?
yeah.
But, it's tough. There's pros and cons of both. I think once it gets regulated, it'll be smoother.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see what I'm doing right now in work has a lot to do with NIL, and it'll be interesting to see like if the NCAA can be that regulation because like right now they're just up to their neck in lawsuits.
I
Like,
know.
people. I mean, I think the 1980 whatever team it is, the Wolfpack, the North Carolina.
Mhm.
I think Thurl Bailey was
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think their team is suing the NCAA for millions. 'Cause
Are they really?
They've been using their name, image, and likeness for the the Final Four
Right,
advertising for every year ever
right,
since
right,
they've been in
yeah.
it. So, like, I don't know if they're ever going to go back and try and set anything because they're like, no one's going to be happy at this point. We've just
Right.
made everyone too mad.
Right.
And so it'll be interesting to see if it's them or if it's just a whole nother system. But right now, it's just kind of nasty.
Yeah.
It's
No, that
super,
makes
super
sense.
nasty.
It
Who,
is.
who, okay. Walker is in college now
Okay.
and you're at Auburn. No, you're going to Auburn. what's like the ideal sponsorship? Like, would you have wanted to own like a Waffle House or something?
Waffle
I know
House, no question.
that's it.
Yeah,
Really?
Waffle House.
Over everything.
I mean, it's crazy you said Waffle House.
Well,
I was
I-
going to say Waffle House anyways.
I know you,
Dude,
and I've
I
stopped
grew
you.
up on Waffle House. Love Waffle House.
What does that mean? You grew up on Waffle like every day,
I had a
weekly?
I had a Waffle House literally about 2 miles away from my house.
Oh yeah.
And so that was like the spot. Like wake up, nothing in the fridge, Waffle House. Get home late at night.
Come on,
Like,
mom.
there's nothing in, there's
Yeah,
no
yeah, for
dinner,
sure.
We're just gonna go to Waffle
For sure.
House.
Yeah.
And our family had such high metabolisms that it was as a high schooler and middle
Yeah.
schooler. It was fine.
What's your order? What do you like? How much are you throwing down?
The
at
amount of
Waffle
times I've
House?
talked about this and I still don't lose joy over talking
Yeah.
about Waffle
Do
House.
it again.
Yeah. So here we go.
This episode is not brought to you by Waffle House, by the way.
Gonna go on a
Not
tangent
yet.
30 minutes about why Waffle House is great. But All-Star Special.
You're literally visualizing this right
Oh
now.
yeah,
too,
I'm
which is-
gonna lay out
it's
a whole
nice.
plate
Yeah, yeah.
table for
Okay.
you. All-Star Special. Instead of 2 eggs, you get 6 eggs total.
Okay, just triple it.
Yep, with 3 slices of cheese scrambled.
Okay.
You get double hash browns, both covered, meaning with cheese.
Okay.
People, there's a lot of different lingo for Waffle House people, but
Big cheese guy.
yeah, big cheese guy. Just wait. Grits,
Respectable.
side order of grits.
Okay.
Guess what? With cheese.
And triple.
Oh, yeah. Sausage and bacon, 2 regular waffles, and white toast.
Wow.
It's
Holy
great.
cow.
Now,
How many calories is that?
it's at least like 3,000.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
That's like
you
bre-
can't
that's
you can't
breakfast?
do anything.
That's like
no, that's
no matter
like 2
what.
days worth. But
Oh.
I'll eat it on one sitting. But
Yeah.
you like after that, like you're
Oh, you hibernate.
hurting.
Yeah.
Not a good pregame.
You're
meal.
hurting.
Not a good pregame snack.
Let's look up your worst
Yeah,
stats. They're probably
a
like
lot of butter.
all
you know.
geographically located within like a mile and a half of
Right.
Waffle House.
Right.
That's what they need those statisticians for.
Yeah, exactly.
On that staff. Moneyball.
Exactly.
Money
Okay, so
ball.
Waffle House first deal is second. What would be the next pick?
Okay, so I'm not going to go a restaurant then because I just did Waffle House.
You're set with food.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me, if I could get it, polo would be sick. I grew up like
Okay.
wearing like polo's tall line.
Mm.
Yeah.
Fits really well.
Yeah, they got like
Really?
every
Yeah.
color of
You
the
might-
cheese.
you
I
might
was
get
on
it
that.
from
was
this.
a big pullover guy.
Yeah.
So, loved polo. Still love polo.
Southern charm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a classic. You know,
You,
can't
you
go
don't golf, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I need to get into it though.
You could use
I gotta
this
get
light
gloves
as your
first.
club.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nice.
That's
Maybe,
that's
yeah.
the problem I have. I'm using his dad's old clubs.
Okay.
And he's like
how tall
6
is he?
inches
Like
short.
6'4".
Yeah,
Okay.
6 inches shorter than me.
But Eric, like it was me,
Full
Eric,
squat.
and TJ, and Eric's like spreading his legs probably
Right.
5 feet apart. I'm like, well, what are you doing? Just like squat down a little. It was the weirdest swing
Right.
I've
I
ever
can't
seen.
hold the squat.
Make Charles
like-
Barkley look great with that swing.
No, my swing is actually solid. Okay, back to greatest sponsorships: Waffle House, Polo,
Mm.
2 just unbelievably aligned and
Yeah,
connected
exactly.
brands.
Yeah, and they go hand in hand.
Okay, we're kind of jumping back into like the movie and TV thing because Josh and I talked about this before you
Okay.
showed up. You're a little actor. You got-
I do
got
do
some
that.
acting.
Yeah,
Really?
You can do
I
it.
can. Yeah.
Like it's much more natural than when you see some of these like
Talking
jumbotron
about like
videos.
commercials and stuff like that.
Commercials
same
are
thing?
solid.
Yeah. Listen, man, I do what I can.
So
Not to mention, 7th grade, I was in theater. I won the theater award for playing
not to mention,
a monologue, a Santa Claus
And
monologue.
how did I not start the episode with that?
And this is like publicly, people are going to be hearing about it. You want them to
Oh,
know.
I want them to.
Theater
It's my
kid.
second career after them
Okay,
playing.
That's my
You know,
question.
That's
So
great.
what show are you going to be a cameo on with all your NIL hype?
That's tough.
Which, by the way, you probably have more.
The
clout
Waffle
now.
House chef in the back.
Yeah.
Triple it.
So my brother and I have a cartoon that we watch almost. I mean, I watch almost every. It's like if I want something on, I don't want to like focus. Bob's Burgers.
Oh,
Okay.
great show.
Love Bob's.
Yeah, it's a
Burgers.
great show. Good background show, too.
Great background.
You
show.
just want to be a voice? Would
I
you
just-
be the voice of Walker? Or have
Yeah,
you
that would be me. Yeah,
you've
just
gone
walk
as far as
walk into
like
Bob's Burgers. and-
wow. You've done some character
Yeah,
development.
exactly. That's it. No, I just walk in. I'm just a normal guy. They don't know who I am. Get a burger, talk to Bob, Tina, Louise, Jean.
That's incredible. So who? Okay, so if you could spend a day with a fictional character, is it?
Bob, probably. Probably
That's
Bob.
great. What is it about Bob? That
It's just all his little like quips and stuff, like
Yeah.
Lynn. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so good.
Can you do the Tina dance?
No, yeah. She doesn't do move her arms though, does she?
Yeah,
She
not
does like some
really.
kind of
Yeah, it's
shoulder
the
work
back.
or
It
something.
gets the
I like when
back
she
rolling.
runs, her hands are by her side. But my brother and I say that he kind of reminds us of our dad.
Oh, okay.
And so I think that's why it's
funny.
just so funny. Yeah.
All right. One more movie question. If your
we
life,
talk a lot about movies, man. I love movies.
We're in it right now.
Okay.
If you had a movie,
Okay.
Walker Kessler,
Who's playing me?
Yeah, that's the question.
Eric's playing you.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this how you're trying to make this happen? It's like if you had a movie, let's say I'm starring, and let's say my friend's ready to produce this. Like, what am I doing?
We've received funding, and this is real.
Right.
This is all a front.
Okay, so Walker, you're directing a movie. What is the movie?
What's it called, and who's playing you?
A Walk with Walker.
Ooh.
Tom Cruise. No, I'm just playing.
I'm about to get some stilts.
A little too
I like Tom.
A little shorter. It's tough because there's not a lot of taller guys. Am I picking someone who looks like me, or am I picking someone that actually like bumps their head on stuff and like actually?
No,
that's a big part of my life.
No, it's unfortunate.
Yes, it is.
We're in a similar boat, not the same one.
Not fitting in clothes,
3 inches make a difference. Pause.
Anyways, who would I want to play?
Yeah, we can worry about we can get stilts. We can get stilts. We can get stilts, and I just want to know like who. Like for me, I'd love if it was Brad Pitt. Is that a reality? No, I don't look enough like him, but I'm like he's blonde. I'm growing out the lettuce.
Yeah.
I would love. Well, not him now, but him in Troy.
Right. Yeah.
Similar physique.
Right. Fight Club.
Absolutely. Same physique. Yeah. So who's it for you?
Gosh, that's a tough question, man. Ryan Reynolds is pretty funny. I feel
Yeah,
like Ryan Reynolds would be pretty funny. So
That's
I'd probably
great pick.
take Ryan Reynolds.
That's
I
great.
think it's a good pick. Yeah.
So A Walk with Walker,
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is you, and it's about what?
It's just my life. It's a POV of my head.
Bonk in your head.
Yeah, I guess the only time you see Ryan Reynolds at the very end when he looks in the mirror, it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
All the dumb comments you
Right,
get
exactly.
checking out at
That's why they're
stores.
up there. Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's just about my life. I think that's kind of the go-to if someone makes a movie about themselves. Just to
But would you do an actual documentary? I think it'd be way fun to do a mockumentary of my life. That'd be
that's
way more
actually not a bad idea.
That would be what I would want to
A
watch.
mockumentary would be a great idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
a
Ryan
lot.
Reynolds is the perfect guy for that,
right,
honestly.
Exactly. I think that's perfect. Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
That's a good answer. I like it. What about you?
What would I do?
Who would act for
Who
you?
would play me? Maybe like Owen Wilson
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's really good. Wow.
or Adam
That's a good
Sandler.
one. Yeah,
You know?
Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
We don't look alike at all.
You think you're
hopefully?
So you think you're pretty funny, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I've been
Right.
told that.
That's fair.
All
I
right.
mean, I said Brad Pitt, so
yeah. Which
who's got a bigger? Who's to say?
not us.
No, I think that's pretty solid. When you guys get this team figured out,
Mhm.
the youth becomes wise old men
Yeah,
with some years under their belt, and you guys win like 3 in a row. Or
that's the plan, man.
okay, but really, like you guys, I've heard this for a couple of years.
Mhm.
Jazz are always a piece away,
Mhm.
is what they say.
Yeah.
Do you feel that? And if you feel, maybe it's super, maybe simplifying it too much.
Yeah.
But you could argue that you guys are a piece away. What is that? Who is that?
That's tough because for me to say that we're a piece away would be me admitting that our team is like there's something like where our players aren't all there.
That's fair.
And I think that it's not necessarily a piece away. I think it's just time. Like
Yeah.
you said, I think
Okay.
it's just maturing. We have a lot of great pieces, a lot of pieces that a lot of people don't necessarily know about.
Yeah.
Just because they haven't matured yet and
Yeah.
they're, are just still learning.
Some steals in the draft this year
exactly.
too. Right.
For sure.
But that no matter what, we'll need time. I mean, when does a
Exactly.
rookie come in,
Exactly.
other than a very select few and just
Right.
dominate it?
Right. And so we just need time.
Yeah.
If that was a missing piece, I'd say time.
He's had some PR
Yeah.
practice.
He's
He has an agent and a
Yeah.
and a manager. He's like, yeah, we need to do a point guard.
I'm not.
No, I'm saying that's what you're not saying.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to press that further though. If you could bring one Jazz legend and add to what you guys already have,
John Stockton. Yeah, that's
fire.
an easy
So it
one.
was the point guard. Just kidding.
Sorry.
So you guys
No,
could
just kidding.
rock the matching socks.
I mean, yeah, we could. Yeah,
That's a great
That-
pick.
John
that's.
Stockton.
I mean, it's.
I think
it's hard
he's
to argue
one of those
against
guys
that.
that makes the whole team better.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Sure. I mean,
John-
there's a lot of players to pick from. You can't go wrong with him. Can't go wrong, obviously, Carmelo
Yeah.
being the scorer that he was. I hear a lot of people say it's never like, oh, if the Jazz could have it. It's just
Mhm.
like for NBA today versus like classic Jazz
Yeah.
players, that Kirilenko would have been
Yeah.
killer nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, like I said, that's not Jazz. That's
Yep.
anybody,
Yeah.
you know, stretch 4, blocking
Right,
everything.
right.
Except for when he got dunked on by Baron Davis. That was one of the craziest dunks of all time.
I don't think I've seen that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
Well,
I'll
speaking of
show you.
dunked on, what's your favorite?
about talking about me getting dunked on.
Let's change it to you.
yeah. But hey, your favorite dunk. What's your favorite dunk you've had or dunked on someone?
On somebody.
You know,
jumped-
I'm one of
dunked
those
on Bron
guys
Bron?
that I don't really remember stuff like that. It's
Just
just
too many post red.
Not like
Humble.
that. Just I just
When
I
you
don't
get
know.
into the thousands, it's hard to keep count.
I don't know. It's just like for me, it's like I don't know. I have no clue. It's just like you're there. I'm taller than you. Sometimes
Yeah.
I get you. Sometimes you block me. You know, it's part of
Is
it.
it like a big dagger dunk or like a big block? What do you prefer? What's more exciting for you?
Block. Me, yeah.
Wow.
I think
You know,
stopping someone else's attempt is cooler than
It's
Okay.
for me.
kind
Yeah.
of breaks morale.
I like breaking someone's dreams.
Yeah, the Dream Crusher. That's what the nickname, the Dream Crusher.
I like that.
I like. Yeah, maybe. It'll
All right.
stick.
Well, Kirilenko was similar
Okay.
in general,
Right.
Not on this play.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah, I have seen this. That's
Oh yeah, and the flash too.
Yeah, it happens. You know,
It happens.
Being a shot blocker.
Like, but
it happens
that's
sometimes.
reality. Like
That's tough. He was under the rim.
your
I don't know.
jaw. Like even if you're
Yeah.
late, your
You
playoffs,
gotta jump.
you have to jump.
Yeah,
You haven't had that one that bad.
I've had some pretty bad ones, man.
What's the
I'm
worst?
sure you could.
What's
You
the
could look
worst?
up Walker Kessler getting dunked on. There's probably some really bad ones.
I would actually love that.
Should go for it, man.
Okay, let's see. Walker.
I know.
It's like all these
Zion-
baby videos.
Zion's had a pretty nasty one.
Yeah, and honestly, you can't even feel bad about that.
It's part of the game.
You could
man.
be 9 feet
It's
tall.
part
That
of-
guy's
oh, that
dunking
one's
on
bad
anyone.
because you. Yeah,
Oh,
one's
this is
bad.
so lame. He dropped on you.
Duran, yeah. I jump late and he lands on me. He rides my shoulder. I said, "Get off me, man!"
Yeah, you can't.
Bro,
no, you
that-
can't ride a guy.
That's so
on the
dumb of him, though.
To be
'cause, like,
fair,
he could break his
yeah.
shoulder doing that.
Yeah.
Did
but
they call
he
something
did-
on you?
No, they didn't. They did. They reviewed it and they said, no, there was nothing wrong with it.
On either side.
Yeah. no.
That's messed up. That's foul play right there.
I mean, I was late, jumped for that.
yeah,
pass,
that,
got
but that's
me.
just it. You're late. Like you
Yeah.
have to. But like if
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
how
go
that's
for
gonna
it,
happen.
Yeah.
you don't get a contract
Yeah.
extension, right? They're just like,
Exactly.
what are you here
You gotta
for?
go for it, man.
Jalen, by the way, is a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember Team USA scrimmages.
He's a beast.
I remember one time he went up and he was on the select team with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hating on myself, but I played like 12 minutes, dominated. I was like, come on. Like,
In which game?
it was like the select team
That was in
versus
Vegas.
the national
Okay, yeah.
team. And I was kind of switching between both teams. I ended up kind of being more like a placeholder, like a practice player for the main team. But when we were in Vegas, I got in probably like a quarter, maybe 15 minutes max
Mhm.
against the national team. I think I had like,
No,
not that I
you're killing it.
counted
Another kind
in my head, but it was
Yeah,
like
exactly.
6, and 3, diamond up a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was all right. They didn't call it goaltend that Jalen,
Yeah.
JJJ
Yeah.
got on me, but so maybe I had 4 points.
Right.
Okay, I mean it's part of the. I'm trying to think worst I got dunked on. You probably dunked on me when we were working out.
Maybe, man. I don't know.
I just like I remember when after
You remember
we,
all the other dunks, but somehow maybe.
yeah,
I suppose
maybe
short memory, man.
Yeah.
Short-
Yeah, you got to get past it.
see
Yeah.
high level
Yeah,
athletes,
yeah.
Oh.
I wouldn't understand.
long time careers. Okay, I think those are fair answers and very good for your PR and for your image, and no one's gonna be mad at you. We can put this out there.
Right.
But like I alluded to this earlier, it's not easy to win games in the NBA,
No, it's
regardless.
It's
Whether you're a piece away, whether you get John Stockton or not, like whether this core group kind of grows up together and you're able to stick all on one team, like
yeah.
people just think, oh man, we won 25 games, like we suck. It's like, do you not realize
It's tough.
like how hard
It's
is it
tough
to get a
battle.
win?
It's
How
super
good
tough,
how
yeah.
good is it to get a win?
Yeah,
Like to feel.
it feels great. You know, I think, you know, I could talk about physicality. I can talk about how good the players are. I can talk about all that. But the main thing is that games stack. I mean,
Yeah.
you are on a long road trip. It's the last game of the road trip. You're ready to get home.
Yeah.
Like it's tough.
Yeah.
You know, you're lacking sleep because you're traveling. You know, you're flying out at getting in a place 1 a.m. I play the next day. You played a game before that.
That's
You know,
brutal.
the schedule.
The
is
back-to-back
tough.
is killer.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
tough.
Killer.
And then, you know, any team in this league, even the ones that are quote unquote bad, they all have NBA players.
Yeah.
So they can all go off
Yeah.
at any time.
Making hundreds
Yeah,
of millions,
exactly.
like to do something
So
really
like
well.
these guys are still really good.
Yeah,
And, it's tough. It's really tough.
it's.
I sound like a 10-year vet, but, in my 2 years of
But it
experience,
doesn't take a lot to learn
played,
that,
Right,
for sure.
yeah.
You played a lot of games,
Right.
and so like you have good perspective, and it's interesting because you have to have that short term memory that you mentioned. Also after a win, which kind of sucks.
No question, no,
because like
you're
college, it's
Probably
like,
more
it's like
so,
you get
right?
a win.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get a win. You have 30 games, and it's like the whole town is like so
question.
so
Go out
psyched. You
that
only have
guy,
you only have one other game that
week.
week. So if it's the Friday or the Saturday or
Right.
Sunday game, then like you don't have to worry about anything till Thursday.
No question.
Whereas like the NBA, it's like, hey, good job, you did your job.
Right.
That's why we pay you money.
Right.
On to the next
Right.
one. It's like when Luka was holding that beer after they won the game in the conference finals or whatever, and one of the GMs like walks up, just grabs it from him.
Right.
It's like, no, it's not over, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We got to go win 5 more.
Yeah. The best advice I got about the NBA, not the best advice, but a very big point to make is you can't let your lows be too low. You can't let your highs be too
For
high.
sure.
You got to stay consistent.
It's like,
And so, yeah, for sure. And you can celebrate a little bit like, hey, played a good game.
Sure.
But next day,
Yep.
you're on to the next thing.
yeah, how do I replicate
A
it?
bad game, hey, bad game, watch your film, got to move on to the next.
Yep.
And that's, I've tried to take that to heart.
I think that's it from us.
Sweet.
You answered all our questions. I'm glad I sent them to you
Well,
Do
before.
I have any questions?
Yeah, I was
Can
going to
get
say,
to
yeah.
ask any questions?
Go
maybe
ahead.
you can ask
Swing away.
All right. Favorite basketball story between the two of you since y'all played on the same
favorite
team?
basketball story.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have one that hurts.
that was the first one that came.
Yeah. Go
Go
ahead.
You got it.
I insist.
My senior year,
Okay.
his freshman year.
Okay.
So
So y'all only played together one
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
He's
his
old.
older brother's my age, and we
Okay.
were roommates and stuff. And went to the state championship, and we were up like
6.
So
Six.
is Utah? Is it like 4A, 5A? Like
We
was
were
it different?
2A.
yeah, we were
Okay.
we played- it was a
55
small
kids per
school.
grade.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's way
So we
smaller.
were playing this school that was like
We
you've
played
never
like these
heard of
tiny
them.
schools, like in the middle of like
Hours from here.
Roosevelt, Utah,
Okay.
tiny, because it's the same size school.
Right.
Dugway.
Yeah. So it was South Sevier.
Yep.
Or
South Summit.
South Summit. These country boys they just work, and they're
Right.
they're a good team. And so anyway, we're up 6 with like
52
50
seconds or something like that.
Okay.
And
Up 6.
think,
with,
think
less than a minute?
about think of what would have to happen and how badly things need to go
To
to
lose.
lose that game. That happened.
They all have.
Dude,
Did you
these
guys, like,
kids
turn the
were
ball over?
lights out, turnover, and one like
Deep
every
three,
single thing.
like
blown last minute play, like last
offensive
second.
rebound that lands right in the guy's hands with 4 seconds and he puts it back in. It was just like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Inbound
And
turnover. Like
I'm convinced to this day too. We had an assistant coach who will remain nameless. I'm sure he won't listen. And we're sitting there. I came off the bench
Mm.
and I'm like, my legs are, my leg is like twitching or something. I'm like nervous and we're up 6 and he's like, why are you so nervous, freshman? We got this in the bag. And I was like, no,
It was
don't
cursed.
Don't say that.
dude, it was
Yeah.
the absolute. My senior last game
Uh-huh.
was the absolute worst.
That's
Never
that-
touched the ball after that.
I don't know if it's funny.
Yeah, that's
Is it
tough.
funny now? Not really.
Not really. I kind of want that
A little
ring.
bit, But yeah, that. And then I would just add anytime I never dunked on Eric, but I
He never
blocked- I
dunked
blocked-
at all. No.
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 I was
no.
about to say.
Hey, we don't need to clarify. We don't need to
You
specify
just
on here.
clarified yourself.
no, I'm
you
just
said
saying.
no.
Okay, that's fair.
I saw you get close.
but I blocked you a few times, and that's probably my highlight
I mean, good
That's
for
pretty
you.
sweet. Yeah.
Good for you.
as if you were a freshman.
And he had everything
Hell
he
yeah.
did was canceled out by the fact that he had a rat tail. So we're just gonna end.
no.
I
we're
think
gonna
it made it way better.
end
No,
on
it made it
that.
way better.
That's probably cool for
That's-
him. Actually, he's from the sticks.
No, dude. No. That's some. Not a rat.
Oh yeah,
That's bad.
you love it or
dude.
you hate it. It's like I think you should leave.
No, I don't
You
know
know?
anyone who loves a rat.
Hey, I know lots of people that love it or that are liars.
People love. I think you should leave. No one loves a rat tail. My son has one right now. It's okay.
Really?
No, he
Okay.
has a mullet.
I'm sure it looks good. Well, it's different.
Mullet's different.
Mullet's
Mullet is different.
Okay, we'll end on that. Mullets are different. That's probably the name of the episode. Walker, thanks for joining us. We
Of
never
course,
did do that intro, so if you made it this far, mystery guest number 1 was Walker Kessler,
Happy to be
center
here,
for the
man.
Utah
It was a lot of
Jazz,
fun.
and
A lot of
yeah, you're
fun.
the man. We're looking forward to following and being at some games this year.
Awesome.
Absolute pleasure.